Today I'm going to be discussing why I believe Pokemon Black and White are one of the best mainline Pokemon games ever released from the series. Some people felt like I was too harsh when I reviewed Pokemon Platinum, but I noticed a drastic difference in Pokemon Black and White. When I looked at the story, Pokemon Black and White had a story that I found interesting and it fit well with the lore of the Pokemon universe in general. The forming of Team Plasma made sense, and the actual leader's deceptive strategy to gain more trust made even more sense. I can gladly give this category a score of 9. If I gave it a 10, I would have to consider it a masterpiece. Now, when I consider the game visuals, I'm not gonna hate on the Pokemon Company. The visuals in Pokemon Black and White deserve a high score like a 9 based on the time period. The visuals were very good. The only thing that keeps me from giving it a perfect score of 10 were some blurry or obscure looking structures in the game that hindered the overall appeal. I also felt like the color scheme for a lot of the game world seemed undersaturated, but maybe that's just a personal bias. Now, when I consider any game function and bugs, I didn't come across any issues, so I can give that score a 10 without a second thought. For player enjoyment, I can give that a score of 9. I thoroughly enjoyed my time playing the game, and I didn't feel like I was cheated out of anything as a player. For the category of creativity, I will give this another score of 9. This is one of the most creative Pokemon games that I have ever played that came from the past era. The rotation battles, the 3D special effects, how the gyms were designed, how the characters were designed, and even how some of the sprites interacted with each other. All of those things amount to that score that I gave it. For game features, based on the time period this game came out, I think this would be a 10 score. Pokemon Black and White has some of the best features of any mainline Pokemon game before they went full 3D. Now, in regards to challenge, the Pokemon Company redeemed themselves with this game, and for all I know, it may have been the last challenging Pokemon game. Would I lie and say it was more challenging than Pokemon Platinum? No! But what they did do right was that they provided a healthy amount of challenge without limiting the player too much with terrible move pulls and other inconveniences. So I can happily give them a score of 9. The next category is guidance. Since I never needed to look online for how to progress with the main story of the game, then I have no issue giving this game a score of 10. Now we move on to dialogue. I didn't really have a problem with the dialogue in this game. It kept me engaged and entertained. It did not make me feel like I was falling asleep or wanting to roll my eyes. I'll give this a score of 8.5. Lastly, the final category, which for Pokemon games can sometimes be considered one of the most important, replayability. I'll give this score a 9 because I would not have any problem replaying this game. It was a good quality Pokemon game that did not leave me disappointed. I feel like this is some of the Pokemon franchise's best work. This brings the overall score to 9.3. If you enjoyed watching this video, be sure to subscribe and like and share. Find out what happens next time on the OFC.